Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Ginger Fox here, and we're gonna get into a creepy short story actually called Bay Window. Let's get into this, guys. The Bay Window is a scary tale about a young girl who sees something spooky when she's left home alone one snowy winter's eve. If you're wondering why I'm being a bit quiet too, because it's a little bit late here. It's 11:31 p.m. here, so I'm trying not to be too loud to wake anybody up. But anyway, guys, just letting you guys know. One cold winter night, a 16-year-old girl named Brittany Snow was home alone watching TV. Her parents had gone out to a dinner party at a friend's house. It had been snowing heavily all afternoon, but Brittany felt nice and snug as she sat on the sofa in the lounge, tucked under a warm, fuzzy blanket. Me. By midnight, Brittany's parents were still not home, and she began to feel uneasy. Ooh, I'll probably be uneasy too, if I'm gonna be honest. She didn't want to call them in case they thought that she couldn't take care of herself. I don't think that they would think that, Brittany. Television was in the corner of the room, right next to the big bay window. She was watching one of her favorite movies, a horror film named Prom Night. I haven't watched a movie in like forever. When suddenly, out of the corner of her eye, she noticed something moving in the bay window. The fuck? Through the darkness and the falling snow, she could make out the figure of a man walking towards the window. As he got closer, she was able to make out his face, and it filled her with horror. What? Oh God. The man's face was hideously scarred. His eyes were wild and crazy, and he seemed to be grinning miraculously at her. Frightened, Brittany pulled the fuzzy blanket over her head and tried to hide. She hardly dared to move. I wouldn't blame you. I'd probably go grab something though, like a weapon, just in case you try to break in. Slowly, she pulled the blanket aside, just enough to peer out of one eye. The man was still there. He was just standing there, staring directly at her as the snow fell behind him. Then he reached into his coat and pulled something out. It was a long knife. What the fuck? What is he going to do? Is he going to try and kill her? Or is he going to try and break in? Terrified, Brittany pulled the blankets back over her head and hoped that the madman would think it was just a pile of blankets sitting on the sofa. But he knows that you're there. So I think he would check. She managed to move her hand slowly over to her pocket and took out her mobile phone. Pressing the buttons in a panic, she dialed 911 and held her breath as she waited for an answer. When the operator asked, "What is your emergency?" Brittany put the phone close to her face and whispered, "There's a man outside my window. He's got a knife. Please come quickly." She sat motionless under the blanket as the minutes ticked by. Eventually, she heard sirens inside and the police started banging on the front door. Brittany pulled off the blanket and brushed it to the front door, letting the two police officers inside. They said they had seen no trace of anyone outside her house. "He was right there," said Brittany, pointing at the bay window to her snow-covered front lawn. "That's not possible," said the female officer. "There couldn't have been anyone standing out there. The snow is completely undisturbed. If there was someone out there, they would have left footprints." Was it a ghost? Or like a demon? "But he was standing right there, staring straight at me," said Brittany. "I saw him with my own two eyes." "You know your eye can play tricks on you," said the male officer. "Maybe you've been watching too many scary movies." The officer turned to leave when, all of a sudden, the female officer stopped dead in her tracks. She pulled back the sofa that Brittany had been sitting on. Her jaw dropped and her eyes widened in shock. Brittany and the male officer gasped. On the carpet behind the sofa, there was a trail of wet footprints and a discarded knife. "You weren't looking at the man outside the window," said the female officer. "You were looking at his reflection. He was standing right behind you all along." What the fuck? What? That was a big turn of events. What the fuck? Wow. Plot twist, bro. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, though. As always, stay safe and take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.